Jasper City Council voted in favor of Harlan Alexander as the interim police chief during a special meeting this afternoon. But it's a decision the group made last night that people in the community are still talking about, a decision that opened the door for Alexander to return to the department he once led years ago. Council fired Rodney Pearson from the police chief's position he took over in April of 2011. 6 News reporter Megan Dillard was at the meeting and has reaction tonight from both sides.
I would like to see a better chief, a better qualified chief.
Most qualified chief we ever had.
A difference of opinion.
Yes, it's a racial issue. It's a racial issue, 100%.
Angry residents.
I make a motion that Mr. Pearson be terminated as our city police chief.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
A decision by the Jasper City Council that cost the police chief his job.
Well, I think the council felt that there wasn't any confidence in the police department at this point.
Jasper Mayor Mike Lout and city council members decided Chief Rodney Pearson's fate during Monday night's meeting. After several hours of an open Q&A session with the chief, the council moved behind closed doors. They voted to fire him, effective immediately. It was a 4-1 vote, opposed only by Alton Scott.
It's racism at its finest. And this decision is going.
Pearson is the first African-American ever appointed police chief in Jasper. He got the job in April of last year.
You said it's restructuring, then you said self-preservation, so which was it?
Those who voted to fire the chief say it had nothing to do with race and everything to do with job performance. The council questioned Pearson's policies, vacation time, what they called the lack of his presence at crime scenes.
Who's responsible for that?
The communication supervisor.
No, sir, I'd say you are.
Pearson stood before the council for about an hour, defending his work and answering each question.
I've never had to do that, no, sir.
The whole thing is just offensive. It's ridiculous.
Attorney Cade Bernsen represents Pearson. His law firm filed an EEOC complaint against the city of Jasper for discrimination against Pearson he says was evident from the beginning.
The chief knows it's a racial issue. I mean, if you ask the people from Jasper, they know what this is about.
A room divided, a chief without a job. Both sides agree on one thing. It's far from over.
We're going to sue him.
In Jasper, Megan Dillard, KFDM 6 News.
Council also voted 4-1 on the hiring of an interim chief. Councilman Alton Scott was the only person who objected to the appointment of former police chief Harlan Alexander.
And I think that his knowledge of the community, his knowledge of the department, and his acceptance, everyone in the community knows him and respects him, and I believe he's the man for the job.
Well, when they appointed Rodney as interim chief, they said that they should have went outside the department to appoint an interim. Should have got somebody that was already in the department and appoint him interim. And now they come back doing the same thing that the previous council did after recalling the previous council, making the same decision that they're making now.
Mayor Mike Lout told KFDM that in the next few days, Harlan Alexander is expected to begin running the department as interim chief.